I want you to look at this work of art and think about what it's depicting. What do you see? What exactly is going on here? I want you to remember your answer. This is probably the most ambiguous and mysterious painting by Edvard Munch. By the way, if you're interested, I've made a video in collaboration with the CBC on one of my favorite artists, Serge Lemoine. He's a Quebec artist. He's a rebel. He made art that was like kind of populist art in the sense that it was made for everyone. He made it on hockey. Anyway, it's it's a video I'm very, very proud of, but he's an amazing artist with amazing artworks. Go check it out, CBC Arts on YouTube. I'll link it in the description, probably make a comment on it and pin it at the top of the comment section. Go check it out after this video, of course. And if you don't know Serge Lemoine, go check out the video. Definitely worth learning about. All right, let's go back to the video. We all know his painting The Scream, of course, representing angst as many of his other paintings did. But this artwork, which he titled Love and Pain, still sparks debate to this day. Munch repeated the subject his whole career, and there's still no consensus on what it represents. The title Love and Pain can help us understand the artwork a little better. Two people embrace. One, pale, almost grayish, is being held by another with bright red hair. Her hair envelops his body in some sort of protecting, comforting aura. It seems to shield him from a surrounding tormenting darkness. This story could be one of love, consolation, and the support lovers give to each other. Love and Pain is a beautiful painting, and as the title suggests, it shows the pain of a man and the love of a woman who embraces him and kisses him on his neck. But that's not the only way this painting has been interpreted. The critic Stanislaw Przybyszewski wrote about the painting as a man who has become submissive and, on his neck, a biting vampire's face. This painting has a second title, one given later, Vampire. The kiss turns into a bite. The embrace turns from a comforting hug to a paralyzing clutch, and the woman turns from a consoling lover to a parasite sucking the life out of the man. In one of my university classes dedicated to analyzing artworks, one of my professors was very adamant about art not being a Rorschach test. The Rorschach test being the ink blot test where you describe what you see and your answer reveals how you're feeling. When analyzing or explaining an artwork, your analysis shouldn't include how it makes you feel or what you see or think you see in a painting. I think what she meant more specifically is what people often do when they look at art, which is trying to find motifs or hidden images as you would with the shapes of clouds. You can still do it, of course. If you want to look at this Franz Kline artwork and try to decipher what the shapes are as you would with a Rorschach test, nobody should stop you. I personally like my art to have deeper meaning than that. I like to dig into the context, the ideas, and what's challenging about an artwork. That doesn't mean I look at art in a cold, calculating way, however. Feelings and perceptions are extremely important. How works of art move you and challenge you is why I love art in the first place. What my professor was saying is that you shouldn't project yourself in an artwork when making a formal analysis. When looking at an artwork, you shouldn't make its explanation about you. But in the case of Love and Pain, when thousands of people have projected themselves into it to interpret it, I find the exercise fascinating. Love and Pain by Edvard Munch seems to be a very effective Rorschach test, especially to see how you feel about women. Munch created an ambiguous painting whose message isn't as important as the interpretation which the viewer makes of it. It's absolutely fascinating and it's one of a kind. It doesn't tell us much about the artist but serves as a mirror for how the viewer feels. And whether when presented with this artwork, your first impression is a woman embracing and comforting a man, or a woman emptying a man of his life force, this could reveal your perception and feelings towards women, towards romance, and towards love. Thank you so much for watching. I'm still working on the video on fascism. I met someone who at a festival who watches the video, and he was like, and hello if you're watching this, and he was like, oh yeah, are you still working on that fascism video? And I was like, yes, I am. I'm actually working on it. So I'm excited. I love hyping it up. And that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. So thank you for watching once again. I want to thank my patrons, as always. Amazing support from them, especially Roman Brandel, X Towns, and Jeff, who are the top tier patrons, and all the other ones who are probably scrolling right now on the screen. Thank you so much for helping. If you want to become a patron and appear on the screen among these other wonderful patrons, you can check out patreon.com/canvas. Very appreciated. You have no idea. And there's also Instagram and Letterboxd. Instagram, if you, I don't know, want to see some paintings, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to make it more personal eventually. And also, of course, Letterboxd, where you can see my reviews of movies. I think that's it. I think I've said everything. Oh, I didn't. Holy shit. Okay. I'm probably going to add like a little break in the middle of the video, actually. Okay, this will be the break in the middle of the video. You'll hear it twice. I'll add this. Okay, hold on. This is me recording for earlier in the video. This is very meta. Okay. By the way, if you're interested, I've made a video in collaboration with the CBC on one of my favorite artists, Serge Lemoine. He's a Quebec artist. He's a rebel. He made art that was like kind of populist art in the sense that it was made for everyone. He made it on hockey. Anyway, it's a video I'm very proud of, but he's an amazing artist with amazing artworks. It's really definitely worth checking it out. So go look it out. Go check it out, CBC Arts on YouTube. I'll link it in the description, probably make a comment on it and pin it at the top of the comment section. Go check it out after this video, of course. But yeah, it was such a pleasure working with the CBC. And I was very happy with the subject that we chose because I love Serge Lemoine. And if you don't know Serge Lemoine, go check out the video. Definitely worth learning about. All right, let's go back to the video. All right, and since this is the outro, well, instead of saying, let's go back to the video, I'm going to say, all right, goodbye. Subscribe, like, and have a great weekend? No, great week. Because this is coming out on Sunday. Okay. All right, goodbye. All right, and since this is the outro, well, instead of saying, let's go back to the video, I'm going to say, all right, goodbye. Subscribe, like, and have a great weekend? No, great week. Because this is coming out on Sunday. Okay. All right, goodbye.